It's Saturday the 2nd, about 7:50 a.m. Central Time, and I wanted to sleep in, but my cat got me up at 4:30 in the morning. I guess he didn't have enough to eat the night before. So I fed him, grabbed a thermos of coffee, came up and looked at charts, and I was staring at this one, the NDXT Equal Weighted Technology Index chart. So sometimes I just sit and stare at charts, and this was one of those mornings. Had a thermos of coffee, so I'm staring and staring and staring some more, drinking more coffee, and mostly wondering why the DeMark relative retracement magnet was not hit, let alone the 50% measure rule from the breakout here of this diamond pattern in dashed purple. Couldn't figure it out, kept staring and staring. I mean, it went past the halfway mark of this halfway measure rule, 50% from this measure rule, 20%. So once it got past that, I started marking either the magnet level or the 50% retrace 88% of the time up here, the all-time intraday high for NDXT on the big board chart, and was able to do that twice right here for a few days, and then recently a few days ago again, but then had a pretty good downdraft here in the NDXT. So then I drew this, a two diagonal diamond pattern going back to around January of the beginning of 24 and to the present day, and negated the other ones that I had drawn on there. And again, this is textbook perfect except for one thing. It's got a nice bunching pattern over here on the left, so it's got the first hit here, and then we have this down day up close candle right here where it fell out, and that would be the anomaly to this. And there was another one here, down day up closed. It gapped down below this line and then finished the day higher than the line. Look at that gap down from here. Same thing with this one. Look at this gap up. So I'm calling this one a feature rather than a pattern killer. So put your thumb or a piece of tape over that. So then we have the first hit here, second one here, and the high over here is on the left. So it hit this line here for the diamond pattern and not this one. And then it hit the low down here to the right of the high. So that gives it a bit of an edge for a breakout to the upside. So you can see it got stopped here and tried again. Now we formed a downtrend line, and then it hit the bottom line here. So it's going to have a real struggle getting back up to this line to bust out of it. Price is under the 200-day simple moving average in solid green, and you can see in the thumbnail that the 50 simple moving average in solid gold is hooking around and wants to get under the 200. So that's not conducive to blasting out to the upside. However, if it makes its way past those to the upside and gets past this downtrend line to the upside, somewhere in this zone here, it has a pretty good chance of busting out of there to the upside. But as it stands right now, it's really close to busting out to the downside, and technically that's a 20% measure rule to the downside, but we'll probably start with half of that, 10%, if it does break out to the downside, and we'll do some measurement rules there for the 50% and whatever to mark relative retracement, or in this case possibly absolute retracement from the all-time intraday high. We have yet to see it bust down to the downside though, so sit up and take notice of this. So we'll follow this for the next couple of days.